excited about the beginning of conference play. Fortunate to be off to a 4-0 start. Had a hard-fought overtime victory at Arkansas Little Rock that really showed some character on our part. We were able to come from behind and get back in that game and win it in the overtime, force overtime and get it to overtime and win. So that was a good start. We came home and played Troy and shot the ball extremely well. And then went on to Appalachian State and had an excellent first half. Again, offensively, we were able to beat those guys there and then returned back to the Cajun Dome to play unanimous big Georgia State. And after struggling early, they did a good job in the first half. We came back and narrowed a 17-point deficit to 1 at the half, and then we're able to go back and forth the second half and, again, show a character win by coming from behind.
Thank you, Coach. So a reminder on members in the media is a *1 to get in the queue to ask questions. First questions come from Jarrett with Sunbelt Digital Network. Jarrett, please go ahead.
Hey, Coach. Your team has put up 80 points in 8 straight. What's kind of keyed that offensive outburst?
Well, we've been able to push the ball offensively and play pretty good defense. We like to score off of our defense and create turnovers, get deflections, and we've done a better job of that in conference play. And at the end of non-conference play also, really from December on, we've done a good job of scoring the basketball. We've got 4 guys that average double figures, and our starters all 4 shoot over 50% from the floor, and then our point guards averaging 9 per game. So we're pretty well balanced also.
You've kind of won 12 straight at the Cajun Dome. Can you kind of talk about the home field advantage that it provides?
We've got a good home court advantage, and statistically it looks like we're doubling the next opponent in home court attendance. So we're proud of that. Our students will be back in school tomorrow, and we look forward to having those guys back out. But it gives us a charge. We did not play well to open the game. In fact, Georgia State really popped us early, started 9-0, and it took a while for our guys to get it going, and the crowd was a major factor in sparking the charge that got us back into the lead and won that ball game.
All right. I mean, you started conference play perfect so far. What kind of seems like a reasonable expectation for the rest of the season? Do you guys have a goal for what you're aiming for?
Our goal never changes. It's the same every year, and that's win all of our home games, win the conference championship, and then win the conference tournament and advance in the NCAA tournament. We got one of those goals last year, and we were 13-2. We had the most home wins we'd had in 23 years at the Cajun Dome. But the goals are still intact, and all we've done is put ourselves in position to try to get one of those seeds going into the tournament and get the highest seed that we can come March.
All right. Can you talk a little bit about Sean Long? I think he's leading the conference in rebounding and blocks. How has he kind of handled taking over as the team's focal point offensively and defensively?
Well, Sean's done a good job. He got hurt in a scrimmage, preseason scrimmage. We were going against another university, and he had a bad bone bruise in his foot, and he missed a week of practice and then was ineffective against Auburn and Tulsa. We've held him out in a couple of games out in Las Vegas, one of which we lost. But he's fought back and got back in good shape again and not had any issues with his foot. And he's got a better supporting cast than he had last year. We've got more guys who can shoot the basketball around him. Again, we've got 4 guys that start shooting over 50% from the floor, and another guy that's averaging 9 per game. We've got some guys off the bench who can shoot the ball too. So he's not had to do the whole load. He's getting double-teamed quite a bit, but he's really done a good job passing. In fact, he's only a couple of assists away from reaching his total of all last year.
All right, and last question. Can you kind of talk about personally what it feels like winning your 300th career game?
Well, it was satisfying. I didn't even realize it was coming up. I knew it was some point in time this season, and I was so into the game against Appalachian State and Boone, trying to finish that game out on a solid note, continue playing like we did in the first half throughout the game, that didn't recognize it until I got to the post-game radio with Jay Walker, voice of the Cajuns, and he mentioned it to me. And it just says that you've had a lot of good players and good coaches you've worked with over a long period of time, and you've made them stay with it, hopefully make a difference in a lot of young people's lives.
All right, thanks so much, Coach.
Thank you.